Hello there, and welcome to a mod spotlight video on an awesome little mod that I found called Dimensional Doors. It's a mod by Stephen RS11 on the Minecraft forums, and I'll include a link to the mod's thread in the description below. But this is a really interesting little mod. Okay, so we're just in this is just a single player world with extra biomes, Thorncraft and Dimensional Doors. However, Dimensional Doors is completely standalone. You don't need any other mods installed in order to make it work. So, what is Dimensional Doors? Well, Dimensional Doors is all about pocket dimensions. And it, as the name suggests, works around the use of doors. Now, there are three different types of these doors. The dimensional door, which is made from 2 iron doors and an ender pearl. And then there is the warp door, which is made from 2 wooden doors and an ender pearl. And then there is the, if I have some more, the unstable door, which is made from is made from 2 dimensional doors and an ender pearl, and that makes an unstable door. So those are the doors. There is also a trapdoor, which is made from 2 trapdoors and an ender pearl, the Transdimensional Trapdoor. And then there are a few objects. One of these is the Rift Remover. If I can just find some iron. Okay, so the Rift Signature, rather, which is made from a pearl in the middle and iron in these positions. Sorry, these positions here. If those were iron, that makes a rift signature. If they're gold, it makes a rift remover. And I'll make 2 of those, because if you take a rift remover and then put 2 pearls on top, you get a rift blade. Okay, so let's get on with what these objects do. New in the world gen for the Dimensional Doors mod is the presence of rifts and also doors like randomly generated through the world. Okay, so if we come over here, we can see a door. There was actually another rift here. Okay, so the rifts are actually quite rare. And there was one over here, but it seems to have disappeared. So apparently they can also despawn. But they look like black, a hovering black smoke. And if you place a dimensional door on the block that they're sitting on, then it will link up to an existing a pocket dimension that, in terms of the lore of the mod, it's a pocket dimension that is like already existing. And if you put a dimensional door down where there isn't a rift, then it creates a what would be like a brand new empty dimension. Okay, so let's have a look at the difference between the two. So this has gone down on a normal block. We go through here and it's all black. Now if you turn around, you can see the door, and you can see that we are floating, apparently. But if we click down here, you can see that we can fill in this area here like this. Okay, and your pocket dimension that's been created is a fair old size. If we move away, it's a square area. There we go. So you get a reasonable amount of size in here, and you can place another dimensional door in here, and it will create another one of these empty spaces for you. So really good for, you could build your whole base in here, you could fill it out, light it up, build your base in here, and have dimensional doors out to all manner of places. And at this point, let's explain the difference between a dimensional door and a warp door. Dimensional doors go down, away from the overworld, further and further into what's in the mod called the fabric of reality. The wooden warp doors, they go back up. Okay, so if you think of it like that, so in levels, iron doors go down, wooden doors go up. So although this door here will take us back to the overworld, because it's the one we entered through, if we place an iron door down, it'll create a new pocket dimension. If we place a wooden door down, it'll bring us back and generate a new door here. Okay. Now this door was placed on an existing rift that was floating here. So if we go through here, you'll see that we get a radical difference. Now when you enter through an existing rift, you actually enter into pre-generated, randomly chosen dungeons, and they go on for a long time. However, the void is populated by these monolith guys, and if you're out in the open for too long, and that was a really very short time, they will grab you and drop you into limbo, which is a crazy place. Now there are two ways to get out of limbo. One is to have an attuned rift signature on you, which I haven't got, unfortunately. I wasn't expecting to make a trip down here. And the other one is to travel down and down and down through this area. You can't take fall damage in this realm, which is useful. Eventually you'll get far enough down that you'll come across some black pools. They're called black pools, but they're more kind of a reddy black area. Now when you stand on one of these pools, it will take you out of the out of limbo. However, it will take you to a random point in the world. So last time this happened to me, I ended up about 5,000 blocks away from where I was. Now I can see a door, and this is a door that I've been through. So there are the odd door down here, and this is a door that I entered through to the limbo, so we can re-enter our dungeon realm. Here we go, and we've got strings of dungeons here. Now these are really good, quite inventive. There are corridors, there are labyrinths, all sorts of stuff, and there are treasure rooms and traps. And I'm not going to show you these because I don't want to spoil the fun. Really, one of the major advantages of this mod is the exploration you get out of traveling through the pocket dimensions. So this is a place I've actually been. I got lost, so I created a, this is, although it doesn't have the graphic, this is a transdimensional trapdoor, or one of these guys. So we can pop in here, and there we go. So you can already see two different ways you can use this mod. One is for really, there we go, that's a rift. I don't know why I wasn't showing earlier. Really cool bases using the pocket dimensions that you've created by placing a dimensional door, or adventure using doors placed on rifts. And if you travel throughout the world, you will actually find not only rifts but active door portals that appear like this without the door, between two stone pillars, and they're dotted around the landscape. So anything that comes generated, be it a rift or a doorway that's already generated, is going to lead you to the dungeon realms, as it were. Not quite. No, that's already a game in Minecraft. But the pocket dimensions that have the dungeons in, and the loot, because there is loot there. A door that you place, well, that will create a blank pocket dimension for you. Let's have a quick look at a few at these items. So firstly, the rift signature, very useful. We're going to do that, and it's going to store that area there. Okay, so we can now right click on a block from anywhere else in the world or in any dimension. We can right click and it will create a rift that, when a door is placed on it, will lead to that spot. So dead useful. And the unstable door will take us to any pre-existing rift randomly. Unfortunately, it's chosen the one in limbo. So what we will do is we shall use our rift signature. Good. And I do have a warp door though, so let's use this. Place this here. It gets sucked, the rift gets sucked into the door. And there we go, we're back in the overworld. What else can we show you? So the rift remover does as you would imagine. You see this rift here. We right click on it and there it goes. Oh, should be noted that the rift signature consumes ender pearls for each use, so something to be aware of. Finally, we have the rift blade, which can rotate the dimensional doors, which is cool. And apparently slightly, whoa, glitchy. Huh. Okay, I'm not quite sure. Excellent. So we now have that there, and those there. Well, you could make a very strange effect with those. And it can also create a one-shot doorway through an existing rift by right clicking it. So that doorway, it will last for one transit, and it can also create, if we hold right click, it'll create a doorway like this. As you can see, we're in one of the blank worlds. They all have pressure plates, but yep. So this is one of the blank pocket dimensions. Use that to pop back through. Unfortunately, you can't enchant this blade, which is a shame because it's got a very awesome feature, especially for fighting skellies. Right click on the skelly and it will teleport you to it, or any mob. There you go, which is a very nice feature for fighting especially skellies, to stop them knocking you back, although it does have a limited range on that ability. It would be nice to be able to enchant it though. And finally, another thing to consider, well, not quite finally, another thing to consider is if you have multiple rifts like this in one location, it will they will start spreading and multiplying, and they turn into like a big black cloud. And what will happen is Endermen will start spawning out of the massive rifts, and the more rifts there are, the more Endermen will spawn, the higher rates they will spawn. Now it's not fast enough really to make like an XP farm out of them or something, but it is something to note that if you have lots of untethered rifts, as it were, they right click, they're going to start causing you problems by spawning lots of Endermen. So yeah, now very last thing I'll do is I shall enter into creative mode and just show you some of the new blocks, that the mod brings. There we go. And one item that does not appear to be actually implemented. So a stable fabric. Two items in fact. So a stabilized rift signature, which doesn't have any crafting recipe in the forum thread, where the rest of the crafting recipes are, but it works in pretty much exactly the same way that a rift signature does. And stable fabric, which also doesn't have any recipe, and also I'm not quite sure what it does. If you right click things, the console shows something about the block metadata, but it always says it's 0. Oh no, not quite. That's grass is 1, the flower is 0, grass is 0, the tall grass is metadata 1. So I don't really know what that does, and tells you that it's shrubland, which is in fact the biome we're in. So I don't know what they do. Then we have the fabric of reality, which can be found in chests and can be harvested with silk touch. It gives off a block light of 13, 14, so it's the same as a torch, which is interesting. And this is the black stuff that if we take a block and you click on it, it then fills in the fabric of reality with that block, which is very interesting. And then there's unraveled fabric. I'm not entirely certain whether you can get this, but this is the material of the limbo, and behaves much more like a normal block. Now there is a third block which I can't find in here, but it is also called, if you use creative to select it, it's also called the Fabric of Reality, but the only difference is you can't break it, and it has a slight red tinge to it. And if we, in fact, if we hop over to our pocket dimension, you can see, if we break through, if I can find the wall, here we go. If we go through here, now I don't know if you can see that difference there, but there's a slight difference. This is a slightly redder and animated texture, and while I can break it in creative, I've been unable to break it in survival, and that is the border. It kind of encases pocket dimensions, unless some of them appear to be open to the sky, but yeah. So really awesome mod, really fantastic. Very, very tempted to do an LP on this because it is very inventive, and also you can create your own, build your own dungeons in game, and use commands in game to export the dungeons as schematics, which will then generate inside your pocket dungeon dimensions when you're exploring them. So that's really, really clever and really inventive. And I imagine that if this mod got a really nice community of builders behind it, all making lots of dungeons and really increasing the variety of available dungeons, this could be really one of the top big mods out there for people who like to adventure. It's just a lot of fun. So I'd certainly like to see this added to Feed the Beast, because I imagine I could do some pretty cool things with it. But anyway, that's enough of this rambling. Check it out. Link in the description below. I think you'll enjoy it, guys. I do. Anyway, until next time, take care of yourselves.